Okay, here is side angle side. It's our next postulate. We've got side angle side. All it tells us is if two sides and the included angle is congruent, then the angles are congruent. Then the triangles are congruent, sorry. So for example, as we look at problem number 1 here, we can see that we have two sides and the included angle, that's the angle between the two sides. Here we go, see that? The angles between them. So this right here is going to be yes, this is congruent because of the side angle side postulate. And as we look at B here, we've got a side angle side, that's great, but here it is angle side side. It is not the same way, and so we could say no, these are not congruent. From here, the reflexive property of congruence, all it tells us is any geometric figure is congruent to itself. Okay, so if I draw a star, you can see that that star is congruent to itself. Let's go through the proof. Example 2, here it is. I'll blow it up here. We've got given RS is congruent to UT, and we have RT is congruent to US. These are both given, so I can draw my T for my proof. If you look at it, we can say that this side, ST, is congruent to ST. Why? Because of what we just barely said. It's our reflexive property. Any shape is congruent to itself through the reflexive property. And now I can say that triangle RST is congruent to triangle UTS. And that is a side-side-side postulate. From here, we would have the triangles are equal to each other, so corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So I could say this is equal to UR is congruent to U. Why? Because the CPC, TC from the very beginning. I'll go through example 3 tomorrow. Okay, next is our angle side angle postulate, and it just tells us if the two angles and the included side are congruent to another, then the triangles are congruent. So here we go. Here's our triangle. If you guys look at this, if we have two angles, here's one angle, here's another. The included side, that has to be the side between those two angles. So now it's saying that, here we go, we've got this. These angles are the same and the side is the same, so these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, we're skipping over a lot of these notes and we will be coming back to them next time in class. Right now we're going to talk about the angle side postulate. What this tells us, if two angles and the non-included side in one triangle are congruent to the same in another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So here we go. We've got two angles, and this would be the non-included side. If it's congruent to, here we go, we've got this. Here's 1, 2, and the non-included side. They're congruent, these two triangles, because they both, through the angle side postulate. Okay, so what have we talked about this time in class? We have went through the side postulate. We went through the side angle side, the angle side angle, and the angle side. These are our shortcut postulates to help us determine if triangles are congruent. Okay, they are congruent. Okay, all of those are our congruency statements. Are non-congruent anything else? So if it is AAA, it means that they are not congruent. Or if it is SSA, it is not congruent. You guys look at those two. AAA is an insurance company. AAA, it means it's not congruent. Or this one, if you spell it backwards, it's going to be a bad word, and it is not congruent if you get a bad word out of it, okay? Everything else, it's going to be congruent.